So we are a few months into Mark Carney's term, and so far I've got to tell you, I'm impressed. I'm happy with the way things are going. This is exactly what I expected from someone of his caliber. He's met expectations across the board for me and for a lot of people in my circle, and I'll explain why there's been dissatisfaction on what I think is both sides of the bell curve, like either side of the bell curve. Uh, my leftist friends who are extremely on the left hate the fact that he's cutting the public service to a certain degree. He's boosting defense spending. On the right, of course, they're terrified of everything as usual, so they would have hated him no matter what. But he's managed to do something that's rare in politics right now, which is to capture the middle section. Everyone who's a centrist, center left, center right, complete center, fiscally conservative, socially liberal, that is what this country is at the end of the day. All right. That's not who I am. That might not be who you are. But most people are in the middle of that bell curve. So you've got to understand that if you want to win elections, if you want to be effective, you have to be in that center. So a lot of his policies have been right down the center and extremely popular, which is why you're seeing that in the popularity statistics. Number one, dropping food on Gaza instead of bombs. That has been tremendously popular. All right. That has been the first concrete action that our country has taken in support of the Palestinian state. And they're also going to recognize Palestine in a few months, which is another great development. It's not enough. I understand he needs to go much further, but it's early indications that they are going to go much further. As for the defense spending, boosting the defense spending, I've heard a lot of people complain about that. I think those people really underestimate the threat that this country faces. All right. I don't think you understand how much we've relied on our neighbor to protect us for hundreds of years. The world's strongest military power was our number one ally and has not only stopped defending us, is actively threatening us. That should set alarm bells in your mind, all right? That should be so concerning that even if I resurrected Mahatma Gandhi and made him prime minister, he would be like, we need to raise our defense budget, bro. We need to start defending ourselves because our main source of defense has gone crazy, completely insane. It's necessary, and in the long term, this will be absolutely what this country needs. I know it's not popular on the left, but the defense spending is necessary. Cutting the public sector is also popular. I'm not a big fan of it, but it is necessary because a lot of people, and if you speak to centrists, if you speak to like regular people, they are convinced that any growth this country sees is only because the government has done it, and that the public sector has gotten too big for its own good, that it's way too big, the government's way too big. They might be wrong. I personally do believe that they're exaggerating how big of a concern this is, but we do need to save some money because we're spending so much on defense now, so we can't just keep spending the way we were. We're heading into a recession as well, so we need to cut back in some sectors, and this is the most popular way to cut back, unfortunately. Yeah, overall, pretty happy with the provincial stuff as well, working with the provinces, trying to get barriers down, supporting the sectors that are impacted by the trade tariffs. On the trade war especially, not taking a bad deal is better than signing a bad deal. I'm just going to say that. All right. You might have wanted a trade deal quickly, but it would have been terrible, which we can see from Europe and Japan. All right. Even Japan, by the way, they struck a deal. It's 15% tariffs. And now suddenly he's like, what about the auto sector? Maybe I should tariff them a little more. What about the chips and stuff? He changes his mind every day. There is no reliability with this guy. So in fact, we're in a much better position by not taking a deal, having 85% of our exports still covered by USMCA, which means most of our exports are still covered, at least until next year. And then striking a deal with this guy, which I promise you, no matter what deal we strike with him, it's going to change his mind in a couple months because he'll be annoyed by something new. You cannot strike a deal with a monkey. It's not going to happen. So don't keep expectations high for that one. But overall, yeah, pretty good job. Tell me if you disagree. Let me know.